Good morning.
Good morning.
I'm really happy to be here. And first of all, Stephen Houlahan, he reached out a couple months ago and said, Raul, we really need to clean up the graffiti over here in Mission Trails, on these rocks on the Santee side. And he worked really hard to get city staff, folks from the community together, get through a lot of the rigmarole so that we could clean that up, because he knows it doesn't matter if you're from Santee, El Cajon, La Mesa, San Diego. People want to see beautiful parks, they want to have safe parks, and he got the volunteers together with city staff to get it done. So Stephen, thank you so much for caring about your community, working through the red tape. It was red tape. It was like the thickest red tape, and he got it done. When I was elected in 2020, I flipped a red seat blue that had been red for 40 of the last 44 years that it was created. And the one time a Democrat had won before, they won by 600 votes. So a lot of people said, oh, how are you going to flip a seat? We did it by talking about what people cared about in their community. Suzanne went and knocked doors in her community and flipped a seat without saying, big blue Democrat here. She said, what do you want to see at the Padre Dam? What do you care about for your household? And let's just talk about what Darrell Issa has been doing for the last 3-4 days. We all saw the news, and he's been tweeting, it was a disgrace of a verdict. If Trump's in jail, I'll still vote for him. President Biden weaponized the judiciary. And Stephen Houlahan cares if East County is protected from fires. He cares if your parks are safe and clean. He cares if you can afford bread and milk and rent and gas. Stephen Houlahan's not talking about the things that aren't touching your daily lives. He was a nurse. He was on the city council for 4 years in Santee. I met the people who used to go to his office and ask him, hey, can I vote yes? Will you vote yes on this contract or on that policy or what's it going to be? And he asks questions of his community and turns around and represents them, because that's what we are intending our elected officials to do. We don't have to politicize everything. We need to say, what do you want? And we deliver. Stephen Houlahan's been delivering his whole life. He shows up for patients, he shows up for his community. Even when he's running, he's still doing service, like getting people to help clean up a park. This is the type of man he is. Isn't that the type of person you want in Congress representing you? If you want to know if a person's going to be a great elected official, you look at their heart and you look at what they're doing when nobody's watching. Stephen Houlahan has been working for the community when no one's been watching. That's why I support him. That's why I endorsed him. That's why I'm pushing for him. He would be representing my parents if he's elected to Congress. I grew up in El Cajon, Rancho San Diego, and for decades and decades and decades, it was Hunter, 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 Hunter Jr., Hunter Jr., and now Issa. These are not people who ask their community, what do you want to see out of Congress? I thought the extracting value as opposed to adding value, that was the best metaphor I've heard of the difference of what we see in this race. Stephen Houlahan's going to add value, he's going to add heart, he's going to add brains, he's going to add a career of serving people. That's who I want to see representing my parents in Congress. That's the kind of guy I want to call and say, hey, I'm coming to Washington, D.C. for one day, let's talk about the funding we can get. This is the guy who can deliver that, because he wants to add value to East County. Stephen, thank you for your lifetime of service, for listening to people, your great heart, and not caring about, oh, what was the verdict the other day? It's like, no, can you afford your rent? Is your house safe from fire? Are your streets paved? Is your park safe? That's what people are going to vote for. That's what they're going to know about you. That's what I'm going to make sure they know about you. And that's why you're going to win in November. Thank you, Stephen, for everything you do.